with my second video talking about my birthing experience, and I'm quite nervous to talk about it because it was really an experience. You know, my whole pregnancy I wanted to have a natural birth with no medicine. I was really geared on that and I wanted to do it so bad. Unfortunately, my daughter is stubborn, okay, and she was frank breech, so her legs weren't bent like a normal baby in the womb. So my obstetrician scheduled a C-section for me on the 24th of March, and she was like, okay, well, we're gonna go through with it, or a big or we can do it's called an EVC or ECV. However, that has risk for possibly lowering the baby's heart rate, which is what I was not willing to risk, especially with my firstborn. I didn't want any, complications, anything that could potentially result in something fatal. One of my fears were maternal death and infant death. Being a public health student, you hear about these cases all the time, and it really can become quite scary when you are in that situation yourself, especially being an African American woman. It's higher for us, for a number of different reasons, different factors, but that's a story for a different day. So, once she told me about the C-section, I cried right there in the doctor's office, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm so happy my boyfriend was there with me. Shout out to him, because he never missed an appointment. But he was there and he just comforted me, and he was just like, it's probably a reason why like, it's probably a reason why you have to have cesarean. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. But at that moment, I wasn't thinking that clear, and I was just really mad. To me, it felt like I was angry towards my baby, when in all actuality, I felt like my body had let me down, because like I said, I was really set on having a natural birth. So the fact that I couldn't have a natural birth, it really disappointed me a whole lot. I felt like, damn, like I went through 9 months of this just to, I wanted to have that spiritual connection with my baby, not knowing that I already had it because I carried her for so long. But I wanted that experience of saying, like, I did this, like, I overcame this, I have no drugs. That's a lot, because after childbirth, I was like, drug me up, give me some, like, this hurts. But, I cried, and it really took a lot out of me the week leading up to the C-section. It was a lot of what ifs, and I don't know how this is going to go. And then one day I had a conversation with my dad, and I was explaining to him, just how fearful of it I was. He's like, okay, well, do you have a will ready? Do you have, all these things in place just in case something happens? And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I just told you I was afraid of Dani. Your ass want to talk about a will and shit. I mean, I understand, but I don't want to talk about that. Looking back at it now, it probably was the right thing to do, but who the hell want to think about that when they already fearful of going into surgery? So that Saturday before the day of my delivery, oh Lord, I tried to isolate myself, and that was not good. I had to step out of my own way and realize people are checking up on me because they care for me, because they want to make sure that, I'm in a right mindset before going in for surgery. And good thing that they did, because it got me up off my ass and made me think about the bigger picture and say, okay, I need to do whatever is best for me and my baby to make sure that we both make it out alive. And I honestly felt like, I felt like I just wanted to embrace my last day of it just being me, to be honest with you. Like, it was my last day in my body without a kid. I could rest, I could do whatever. I didn't have to worry about, hearing somebody cry. None of that. It was just me and my boyfriend. And it felt good on that last day with it just being us, okay? Like, It felt really good. Yes, it felt good. You're a blessing, but it felt good, honey. Saturday night, I did not go to sleep at all. Like, I knew I probably wasn't going to go to sleep because I was anxious and I didn't know, like, really what to think about it. It was just, oh, I was filled with so many different emotions. Like, you know, what if things don't go right? Or what if I freak out too much and it puts the baby in stress? You know, so I packed my bag that night and we got on the road around like 2 a.m. and my boyfriend, we were riding down the road and he was just playing all these love songs and it was so cute. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, it made me so happy to be with him and like be carrying his child. It was, and he was just holding my hand down the road and like kissing it. And he was like, it's okay, T, you alright? And I was like, oh, yes, boo. You know, we get to my mom's house and, you know, I shower and everything. Because you gotta wash, you gotta wipe down with these sterile cloths twice. Like, after you get out the shower and then when you wake up in the morning. My ass, I ain't never go to sleep. So I took a shower around 3 a.m. I wiped down with the sterile cloth. I want to say I probably went to sleep for like a good hour. So went to sleep around like 4, woke up around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Got up, wiped down with the sterile cloths again, and I was like, okay. Initially, we didn't want any of our family there the day of the surgery because we just wanted to internalize it and, like, you know, get to know our baby and everything like that. And my mama was like, no, you my only child. I'm coming with you to the hospital. And I was like, okay, well, all right. Thankfully, she did because I low-key really wanted her to come. Like, that's my mama. And I was like, if anything happened, I need to see my mama before I go. Like, okay. So, you know, we leave to go to the hospital and the car ride over. I'm like, okay, I'm just set for time. I'm like, we got to be there by a certain time. I'm like, let's get it. Like, we got everything. Like, we good. Like, okay, like, whew. We get to the hospital and, you know, I go to the registration booth and I'm like, okay, we here to have a baby. And they're like, all right. Take me back, go to triage, I go to pre-op. They do the sonogram to see if she's still in the breech position. Lo and behold, she still was. Told you the girl is stubborn. She's a firehead Aries. Like, I got myself to a calm place. Bada bing, bada boom, let's get it. Before they say that, a whole team came in and it's just like doctors and nurses introducing themselves to me. And they're like, all right, well, we're going to go huddle really fast and then we'll come back and get you. Meanwhile, while they're huddling, me, my mom, and my boyfriend were praying. Like, God, you know, let work your magic and let whatever is meant to happen, happen. You know, as long as we come from this safe and sound and we're both alive. Which felt good because I felt like God had my back. My family was praying for us as well, too. So once prayer was over, we got an unexpected visitor. My boyfriend's best friend actually popped up with like happy birthday balloons and like baby girl and like breakfast. Mind you, I couldn't eat the breakfast. Oh, but he brought it for my mom and my boyfriend, which was good because I had my mom there to support me and he had his best friend there to support him, which is our daughter's goddad. You know, so that felt really good. And then they're like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna walk you back, just me by myself. And I'm like, oh, he's not coming. They're like, no, we're gonna get you set up first. I'm like, oh shit. So I walk back there and literally out the corner of my eye, like, I see the OR, and I immediately turned around and started crying, like boo-hooing. And the nurse grabbed my hand. She was like, it's okay. Like, we do this all the time. You're going to be fine. Like, I understand it's an overwhelming feeling, but we got you. Dried my tears, walked in the OR, and they're like, okay, we need you to sit up on the table and, like, hunch over and, like, my stomach big, so I had to like hunch over like this, and the doctor's like, hunch over a little bit more. I'm like, I can't, my stomach is big. So you know, I'm getting a spinal block, and like, you know, I feel the needle go in. I'm like, then I feel like burning sensations in my spine and everything, and that in itself is a little scary, because like, I never wanted any medication while giving birth, because I wanted to be fully aware of what was going on with my body and with my daughter as well. So I become completely numb. They laid me back, they put the drape up above me. Then my boyfriend comes in, and he like, you alright, D? And I'm like, yeah, you okay? You fine? And he like, yeah, D, just relax. I'm like, okay, alright. And he was just telling me like all of these positive affirmations, like while they're cutting me open and trying to get her out and everything. And meanwhile, I feel pulling and tugging, and I feel the doctor like pushing down on the upper part of my stomach to squeeze my daughter out. And I'm like, God damn. And then all of a sudden, like, I felt cramping. Like before she came out, I believe, like right before, I felt a little bit of cramp, and I was like, that don't feel right, I don't like that. So the anesthesiologist, he was like, you know, if you don't like this, you know, I can give you some medicine that can help you take a nap. And I was like, it's like, no. Then I felt the cramp again. I was like, yeah, maybe we could do that. And I was like, you know, I just want to see my daughter first, make sure she's okay, make sure she's fine, because one of the things that stuck with me is I remember my doctor saying, like, you know, we're going to have a team of doctors there supporting you and making sure you're okay. We're also going to have a resuscitation team for the baby just in case. And like, I was like, what? But when Eliana was born, that's my daughter, when she was born, she wasn't crying right away, which made her first APGAR score at the 1 minute mark go down a little bit by like 2 points. So, you know, to me, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I hope she's okay. Like, I felt her out, but I didn't hear her. So, you know, I couldn't see over across the room, but my boyfriend got up and he went, and when I saw, well, when I heard, my bad, when I heard that little cry, I was like, oh, that's my baby, that's a girl. It's like, okay, she all right, she fine. Can I have them drugs now, please? And I was like, let's do this, like, give it to me, because this doesn't feel right. So I took a quick nap while they stitched me up, did everything that they needed to do. You know, they woke me up for a little bit. I saw my baby, I gave her a kiss, she gave me a kiss back. It was so beautiful. I just remember them saying like, okay, you know, we're going to transfer you to the bed now. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, your baby's on your chest. And I'm like, okay. Mind you, I'm so out of it. Like, I know my baby's there, but like, I'm not really paying attention, because I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So, you know, I get back to the recovery room post-op, and they're checking on me, and by this time I'm in like excruciating pain. Like, I understand my baby's right here, but I was so out of it that I wasn't even aware like of what was happening, because I was in pain, like I said. So they're like, you know, what's your pain level? I'm like, a 15. They're like, no, out of 10. I was like, it's a 15. Like, it hurt. So they're giving me like all these different medicines, and I'm just like nothing's working. Like, this hurts really bad. Like, it just hurts. Just had major abdominal surgery. That shit hurt. Okay, like, hurt. They get me right to where my pain level is tolerable, and I'm feeling good and everything. But by that time I was on morphine. I was feeling good, okay? Like, I felt good. And it was to the point where my boyfriend was like, yo, you look like a junkie on Lexington Market. Like, I was going in and out. Like, I'll be talking, and then I pop back up and talk again. And then, that ain't that funny, but it's funny. Like, oh shit. So I was dozing in and out all day. I was still aware that my baby was right there, but it came a point where my mom was like, okay, let's breastfeed it. So I had to be cognizant for that. But even then, I was tired trying to breastfeed my child, and I'm in my mind, like, Lord, please don't let me drop my baby. Like, Lord Jesus, please. So, you know, we do that, and then by the end of the day, they're like, okay, you know, I get transferred to my room, everything. So yeah, you know, they gave me a binder to like help wrap my stomach so it can help hold my organs inside and everything like that, because I had a C-section. You know, I wasn't pushing or anything, so like those muscles weren't contracting, and I wasn't really working them. So in order for everything to stay in place and fall back in place after pregnancy, I needed to have my stomach tightly squeezed together so that everything could be compact and do what it do for proper functioning. So, you know, it honestly, that felt good because that helped with my posture. That helped with me learning how to walk again. Learning how to walk after having a C-section, honey. I looked like an 80-year-old woman who had a hunchback, and like I looked like I was like damn near bent over trying to walk, okay? Holding on to my boyfriend. So to make a long story short, you know, I started walking straighter, and you know, I got in my mind like, okay, I'm gonna take a walk around the hospital and with my baby, well, around the maternal unit with my baby, in the little carrier, the little cart, and that's gonna be that. And honestly, that was a good decision because it helped me out a lot. It just felt good. It felt really good to be able to get up and just walk. Mind you, my legs were swollen. My ankles looked like my damn arm, like, if not fatter. All the water had went all over my body. So my hands were swollen, my feet, my legs, all that. Mind you, I didn't swell up to my last month of being pregnant. So it was an adjustment for me. Overall, I had a really, really, really good birthing experience. My doctor, she's amazing. Shout out to Dr. Dion Oliver of Total Women's Health Baltimore. She did phenomenal with my surgery, with my cesarean. My cut, my scar is cute and small. It's like a bikini cut. Honey, you could barely see it. That was one of the things I asked after surgery. Like, I asked my boyfriend, I said, how does it look? He said, it's cute. It look good. I said, all right, good to go. I had to make sure all of that was clear, okay? Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. It's been a journey being pregnant, and the day you give birth to your baby, it's like your life starts over in a completely different way. But it's one of the most beautiful blessings that I could have ever asked for. It's one of the blessings that I didn't know I needed until I had her. Even being pregnant, I didn't realize how big of a blessing it was to carry a baby, and just an honor it is to see her every day and wake up to her pretty little face and just, you know that my body created her, and we survived. We did it together, good, bad, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, I always tell her, like, you my girl, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because she is. I created her. The love I give her, she'll always remember, because I'm her mama. So that's my birthing experience. So see ya.